trying to say here is you're forgotten the gospel. You may remember the gospel relationship with God in some basic way, but you're not drawing out the implications. You, Peter, know this. Yet when you start living your life, you don't apply it. You don't live in accordance to that line that the gospel does it. And so here's my point. Why didn't Paul tell Peter, hey, you're breaking the rules here? Why didn't Paul just tell him, hey, that's a sin. You're not supposed to be sinning. You're breaking the law. How come he didn't tell him you're breaking a rule? He says what you're doing is not in line with the gospel. That's what he says in verse 14. When I saw that they were acting not in line with the gospel. He didn't say when I saw that they were sinning. When I saw that they were breaking the law, when they were breaking the rules. No, he says they weren't in line with the gospel. He says what you're doing is forgetting you are saved by grace. So what is Paul doing? Why doesn't he say you are in sin or you're breaking this rule? What difference does it make? And my point is that it makes all the difference in the world. Because when you say something is just a violation of a rule, if I tell you stop doing this, stop doing that, you're only looking at it externally and you're not unveiling the spiritual roots. And as a result, nobody can do absolutely anything about it. You know, if you just say to somebody, you're religious, you're a legalist, you're a proud person, you can shame that person, right? You can shame it, and then that person can be like, oh man, I guess I am. Or that person can get defensive and say, no, I'm not. So Paul goes underneath it and says, here's the reason you're this. Here's the reason you do this. Here's the reason you do that. And you want to know what the reason is? The reason is you're trying to find something besides Jesus Christ. Jesus isn't ravishing you like he should. Jesus isn't enough for you. And so you're not in line with the gospel because you're forgetting you're a sinner saved by grace.